Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up because what's circulating right now in NFL circles is nothing short of a seismic shift in the NFC West landscape. Rumors are swirling that the Seattle Seahawks might be on the verge of pulling off a blockbuster trade that could reshape their defensive front and send shockwaves through the division. The name at the center of this chatter: Myles Garrett, the devastating edge rusher for the Cleveland Browns. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this real? Can the Seahawks really pull this off? Well, the whispers are getting louder, and sources close to the league suggest that Seattle is eyeing Garrett for a blockbuster deal that could include a first-round pick and a swap of players with Cleveland. The Browns, sitting at a 3-7 record and actively rebuilding, are reportedly open to moving on from their star pass rusher, especially given their financial cap issues and the team's current state of flux. Let's take a moment to understand why this potential move is so significant. Myles Garrett, at 29 years old, is arguably one of the most dominant pass rushers in the NFL today. His ability to wreck offensive lines, generate relentless pressure, and rack up sacks is top tier. In fact, his stats speak volumes. Over his career, Garrett has amassed nearly 100 sacks with 9. 5 sacks so far this season in just 10 games, along with 28 solo tackles, 12 assisted stops, and a handful of forced fumbles. His PFF grade hovers around a stellar 93.8, which puts him among the elite of the elite. When you look at his impact on the field, it's clear that he's not just a good player, he's a game changer. The Seahawks, known for their stout defense and relentless pass rush, could see Garrett as the missing piece to elevate their defense into a true championship-caliber unit. Now, why would Cleveland consider trading Garrett? Well, the Browns are struggling this year with a 3-7 record, and their offense is sputtering at just 18.9 points per game. With a negative cap space situation, roughly $29 million over the cap, they're in a tough spot financially. Moving Garrett could free up some cap room and help them focus on rebuilding for the future. Plus, there's skepticism about their current roster's ability to contend, which makes a trade for a high draft pick and some strategic assets an appealing option. Think of it as Cleveland prioritizing future assets over a star who might be nearing the tail end of his prime, especially with their season slipping away. For the Seahawks, this isn't just about acquiring a star, it's about transforming their defense. Garrett would bring speed, power, and an unrelenting attitude that could boost their pass rush significantly. Imagine Garrett lining up across from Boy Mafe, with Uchenna Nwasu providing additional pressure, creating mismatches and forcing quarterbacks into hurried throws. The impact could be immediate, adding Garrett's 14 sacks projected for the rest of the season, increasing pressure rates by 25%, and reducing opposing teams' points by roughly 25 points per game. That's the kind of difference maker the Seahawks need if they want to contend seriously for the Super Bowl. Looking at the numbers, Garrett's current season stats are impressive. He's already accumulated 5 sacks in just 10 games, and his pressure rate is through the roof at around 40 pressures so far this season. His career averages show a consistency that is hard to beat, averaging nearly 100 sacks over his time in the league, with a win rate of about 32%. His ability to generate turnovers, force fumbles, and disrupt offensive rhythm makes him a perfect fit for Seattle's defensive scheme. Especially considering the injury issues that have been affecting some of the Seahawks' current pass rushers, Garrett could step in and immediately provide a boost that could carry the defense into the playoffs. And let's not forget what this kind of acquisition could mean for the Seahawks' overall strategy. The team has been building steadily, with Geno Smith leading an efficient offense, but their defense has often been the weak link. Adding Garrett could transform the Seahawks from a good team into a great one, especially in the high-stakes playoff environment. The Seahawks have historically been a team that thrives on their defense, and Garrett's presence would create a new level of chaos for opposing quarterbacks. His ability to collapse the pocket, combined with the Seahawks' aggressive secondary, could lead to a significant increase in turnovers, potentially boosting their takeaway margin by 15 or more, which is huge when trying to make a deep playoff run. Of course, there are always skeptics in these situations. Cleveland's front office might hesitate, worried about losing a player who has been a cornerstone of their defense, and the Seahawks would need to make a compelling offer to sway Cleveland's decision. The cap hit of about $4.2 million for Garrett's remaining season is manageable, especially if Seattle can include some future picks or players to sweeten the deal. Plus, the Seahawks have been strategic about cap management lately, and this move could be a calculated risk worth taking if it means securing a top-tier pass rusher. Now, projecting forward, if the trade goes through, the impact could extend into the postseason. Garrett's addition would give Seattle a significant boost in their odds of making a deep playoff run. According to some betting odds, the Seahawks currently have plus 15000 odds to win the Super Bowl. But if they land Garrett and continue trending upward, those odds could improve to around plus 5,000. His presence could be the X factor in matchups against top-tier teams like the Dallas Cowboys, especially given his ability to disrupt their offensive line and generate disruption, plus 22% disruption rate in playoffs. Historically, the trade of a player like Garrett has been associated with a 20% increase in defensive efficiency, which could be the difference between a first-round exit and a Super Bowl appearance. Wrapping this all up, this potential move signals a giant pivot for Seattle. It's a gamble, sure, but one that could pay off big time if it means finally cracking the code on dominant pass rushes and elevating their defense to elite status. The Browns, on the other hand, seem to be heading into a rebuild, and parting ways with Garrett could be a strategic choice to accelerate that process. For Seahawks fans, this is the kind of bold move that gets the blood pumping, an opportunity to see your team acquire a true game-changer who can help chase that elusive Super Bowl title. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. As we look ahead, the Seahawks are in a position to take this season by storm if they make a smart move like this. They've already shown resilience and grit, but adding Garrett could elevate their game to a whole new level. The NFC West is arguably the most competitive division in the league, with teams like the 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals all fighting for supremacy. For Seattle, standing out means making bold decisions, and if acquiring Garrett is part of that vision, then fans should be excited about what's to come. Imagine a defense that's relentless, flexible, and capable of shutting down anyone in the league. This could be the formula for a Super Bowl run. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, and moves like this always come with questions and risks. But the potential upside for Seattle is enormous. It's about sending a message that the Seahawks are serious contenders, that they're willing to do whatever it takes to bring another Lombardi Trophy home. The next few weeks will be crucial as the trade deadline approaches, and fans will be eagerly watching to see if this blockbuster becomes a reality. If it does, it could be one of the most significant moves in Seahawks history, and certainly one that would be remembered for years to come. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.